Hi everybody, you are watching part 1 of our Sketchup clock design project. If you recall, our woods project for this class will be to design and build a customizable desktop clock, which you can choose the design, shape, and pattern for the clock face, as well as the location of the clock face and the phone charging stand. To begin with, you need to open up a foot and inches template in SketchUp, and you'll see this lovely man right here. So we need to click on him and delete him by pressing the delete key. We then need to come in closer to the origin. We're going to use the rectangle tool. You can select it from the menu or select the R key. And click on the origin and begin dragging out. You'll see this box as you drag gets bigger, and down the bottom corner there are measurements that you can see. We need to make this box that is 12 inches by 5.5 inches. So we'll type in 12, shift apostrophe to make the inches symbol, comma 5.5, shift apostrophe, enter. This gives us a rectangle that is 12 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. We now need to turn this into the actual board you'll be using. To do that, you use the push-pull tool or the P key. You hover to highlight it, you click once and pull up. You'll see right now this gives you the measurement. We need to type in for 3/4 of an inch, so we're going to go 0.75, shift apostrophe again for inches, enter. And now we have a board that is 12 feet long, or 12 inches long, 5.5 inches wide, and 3/4 of an inch thick. This is the exact size of the board you're going to start with on your base. Next, we need to add our chamfered or routed edge around the side. To do that, we need to zoom in on this corner on this end. We'll use the line tool, either the pencil or the L key. And as we hover over here on this edge, you'll see that it changes colors on the cursor here. On the corner, you see the green dot that says endpoint. This allows you to lock into endpoints on corners in the software. As we go down this edge, you see when it gets to the middle, it shows blue, and so is the midpoint. Again, this helps you lock into the center of faces. What we're going to do is add a line across the top here. So we're going to click once, release, and then drag our cursor across. We need to type in 3/8 of an inch. So we type in 3/8, shift apostrophe, enter. It looks like our line disappeared, but it's actually right there. You see our endpoint. We're going to click once on that and drag that down to our midpoint and click. And now we have our angled corner. To make a routed edge, we need to use the Follow Me tool. Once you click on that, you will highlight over this area. You click once, and then you begin dragging around the top edge of your base. Once you get all the way over here to the corner, you click, and now all sides, as you can see, are routed. That'll be a nice touch. To lock this in so that nothing can mess it up as we move components, we need to triple click on the base to select all of it. So we 1, 2, 3, triple click, then you right click and hit make group. We want that to be locked in place so nothing can interfere with it. Next, we need to make our 3 clock faces. We have a choice of a squared, an angled, or a rounded. So we'll start here on the red axis with a rectangle tool. We click once and drag. We need to type in 5.5 inches, comma 0.75 inches. Gives us a rectangle that's 5.5 inches long and 3/4 of an inch wide. We push-pull tool again over here, or the P key. Click once, drag up. We type in 5.5 inches, and this gives us our clock face. We need to make copies of this, 2 extra copies, so we have 3 in total. So we're going to triple click on that. And you can do Control C to copy, or you can do the edit copy. And then we're going to Control V to paste, or edit paste. We're going to do that once and twice so that we have our 3 clock faces. Since this is going to be square already, I'm going to leave it as it is. So I'm going to triple click to select it all, right click to make component, and I'm going to type in square. Leave all the rest of this stuff as it is. Do not mess with it. And click create. Now we have that as a clock face. For this one here in the middle, we're going to turn this into our angled clock face. So kind of like our chamfered edge, we need the line tool. And we're going to go from this corner down and over. So we're going to click once, come down. We're going to type in 1.5 inches. So again, there's our endpoint. We're going to come back to the top and go to the right, 1.5 inches. Enter. There's our midpoint here. Click once and release. We find our midpoint over here. We click, and now we have an angled corner. We're going to do the same thing on this opposite corner. So down 1.5 inches, over 1.5 inches. And we're going to find our endpoint and connect it to the other endpoint. To get rid of this extra piece so we have a truly angled corner, we need to use the push-pull tool again. So push-pull, or the P key. You're going to click once and push it back. Notice how it says offset limited to 3/4 inch and it turns blue. Once it shows that, you click, and then that piece disappears. You do that to both sides, and then now you have a truly angled face. So to lock that in, again, we triple click, we right click, and make component, and we call this angled, and create. And the last face is the circular or rounded face. So to do that, we use the 2-point arc tool. Click that. We need to find the midpoint on the side here. So we click once on the midpoint, move over to the other midpoint and click once. And we're going to go to the top midpoint and click once. And now we have our arc. We have 2 scrap pieces. So again, we push pull onto the face. That shouldn't have happened. There we go. And now we have a rounded face. One last time, triple click, make a component and call it rounded, and create. So now we're to the last part of this lesson today, where we take our clock face and add it to our base. For that today, I'm going to select the angled clock face. So what I'm going to do is click once and select it, and you see the whole thing turns blue. To move it, we need to actually use the move tool, or the M key. And you can move it anywhere, but you don't really want to use the middle because it could end up in the middle of the base. So we want to use a corner. So click on our corner, we drag across to our base, and so you see that it says on the face of group, which is where we want it. So we click to lock it down. Now we can move this anywhere on here as we want. And I kind of want to have it as an angled clock face to go this way. So what I'm going to do is get above it, and then come over here and use my rotate tool. You see it's kind of like a protractor. So I'm going to get right in the middle on top. You need to go on the top surface or a corner. I like to go on top whenever possible. So I click, and now I can move it any direction, but I would recommend either the red axis or the green axis. I like to use the red because it goes in the direction of the piece that I'm doing. So you can turn that and see there's locks every few degrees. There's 90 degrees, okay? So I can set that. I like this angle here. Now, as you can see, the corner sticks off over the edge of my routed edge. So I need to move that. So again, I'm going to select Move Tool, and I'm going to select that corner that is sticking off, so I make sure I get that all the way on the base. I need to then make sure I have not stuck off past this corner. So I've got plenty of room. So I'm going to adjust and move my piece so it's kind of more even spacing on both sides there. So I am looking, I think I like that. So what I'm going to do is click off of that to leave it in place. And if you have not done so already, you should go to File, Save As, and then save this as your first and last name into your class's server folder. That way it is there for you, ready for next class. In the next lesson, you're going to create the charging stand and add that to the base as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Make sure to ask questions if you have them, and save your files often. Have a great day.